You want to know what happens to an eyeball when it gets punctured?
There she is.
It's the title that everyone has been waiting for and clamoring for years from Second Sight. The minute they even teased, like, hey, we picked this up and we're going to be putting something out for this one day, to like delay after delay, yada, yada. But now here it is. Finally, we've got art, we've got dates, details. Rejoice. It's kind of like, I feel like a, almost like an Abyss scenario, you know, like something that people have like been dying for so long. It's like one of those niche titles that just people have wanted, and finally something for it's here.
Yeah.
I guess I'm kind of living a dream scenario. I waited so long to watch it. I didn't have to live in purgatory for so long as all of you did.
Yeah, and it's coming out September 30th in the UK from Second Sight, The Promised One, The Hitcher. It had been released, a few times on Blu-ray in a couple other countries, but US, we only got that snapper case. So now that it's here, let's break it down. So it's obviously coming with a new 4K restoration of the film from the original camera negative, Dolby Vision HDR approved by the director, all that kind of awesome stuff that's probably going to be excellent that you can come to expect from Second Sight. And here's the slate of features, which are pretty intense. I've seen a few, they've posted a few snippets already of the interview with the director, and he really goes into a lot of detail on, it's Rucker Hauer and a few other like cool, moments from making the film. But obviously, look, even C. Thomas Howell comes back. Some of these featurettes are very long too.
You heard me. I just shouted out Mark Isham, the score. I thought it was phenomenal. There's a new interview. Look at the length of these interviews.
I know, man.
Well.
I know.
You can tell that everyone involved is proud of the work. It shows.
But you never know.
Atmos audio, original stereo mixes, audio commentaries from before, scene-specific audio commentary, dude, look at how many things are on. This is like the definitive release, for sure, of this movie. And then when you pop it open and you look at the package, this is what's coming with it.
Sweet. Dude, it even said the Blu-ray was region-free.
Yeah, yes, and I have a feeling that it's going to be this type of drive size.
I hope so.
Because it looks like it's coming with a hardback book, another softback screenplay book, and then the cards and the actual like digipack that come with it. And that's exactly the same contents here, like literally the same stuff. I think the softback book might be a little bit possibly thicker here. It's hard to tell from that picture, but I think we're going to get something that's pretty sizable, kind of like this.
Yeah! Yeah!
What do you think about the art style here, this motif, this like sundown sort of motif, like the original poster is very sort of menacing and dark, and they've got the rear view mirror eyes, and he's like a shadowy figure, but here he's on display.
Honestly, this is more indicative of the film than the other, than the rear view mirror one.
Yeah.
This is more the tone. I mean, you see there's more that rear view mirror one kind of just reminds me of, let's say, the opening 15, not even 15, maybe 10 minutes of the film. The rest of the movie feels like this. It's more desert, daytime, things like this. I like it.
Thanks. It's real nice of you.
It's in line with what Second Sight's been doing. So if you're collecting all of these, this fits right in. Elegant, simple, understated,
for sure,
classy, kind of like the film itself, unsung. You know what I mean? Like, dude, come on.
Agreed.
I think I texted you on the side after I watched. I said, there's a good chance this is going to be my number one 4K release of the year.
I have a feeling it's going to be on a lot of people's lists. And as soon as you watch it, as soon as you get to see the film itself and people are like blown away by what Second Sight did, and then you combine it with this great package, I'm like psyched.
Oh, dude.
I'm super psyched. And this is UK only. We don't have a US release for this. And now that this is out there, not to say, I don't know if Second Sight has some partnership with anyone in the US that they share. I know I've seen that with Criterion here and there, but I'd be curious to know who's ready to put this out in the US finally.
Come on, man. You tell me.
Who would do this in the US? Who would do the Hitcher in the US, do you think?
Arrow
US?
Yeah.
Not Kino?
I mean, yeah.
Maybe a little Kino?
You always throw Kino in there. Kino dabbles in everything.
That's what I mean. I feel like
any movie Kino could do.
Hey, Kino.
Kino's not exactly, like I said, they don't specialize in any specific genre.
Lindsay, the producer, you were signaling me we have something from the audience here?
Lindsay, talk to him. Oscar just said that Diabolik is selling it for US peeps.
Oh yeah. So
We pre-ordered.
yes.
I did.
Yes, of course. Yeah. I just mean like in terms of like a studio
release.
like a label or studio in the US that'll put something out, and what will their release be like? Because this is still the first 4K and first Blu-ray that we even had access to, as far as from, well, actually there's been some other Blu-rays, but as far as the 4K is concerned, nothing in the US. But that's where I got mine from Orbit.
Oh yeah. We were just pondering. I think I went with it was either Deep Discount or Orbit. I forget which I did, but I remember it was actually, like I said, cheaper than I was expecting it to be. I was surprised when I went. I was happy.
Sure. So what?
You mentioned you saw this just recently. I haven't seen this since I was a kid, which this is clearly not a movie for children. And I definitely watched this, and, you know, it definitely left a lasting impact on me, being something that was just very unsettling.
I could tell.
I had seen horror movies before, don't get me wrong, some things that were, you know, just straight, but this one's got a little bit more of a twinge of beyond horror, I think, that just cuts a little deeper.
I can explain it.
It's not that simple.
It feels real.
And that's for a kid. It's like you can't,
if you're a kid watching this feels very plausible and very yes. No, and it's done, like I said, the score is so ominous. It's a vibe of a movie as well, which when you're a child, these kind of films, they hit in a more surreal way.
And this one definitely did.
Yeah, it's like, and that makes the danger hit in a more abstract way that feels so much more threatening as a child, because when you grow older, you can contextualize it all, you know, like I'm watching it at 40 years old and I'm laughing, I'm having fun with this shit, I'm like, hell, Rutger, get his ass, you know what I mean? But as a child, you're looking at it so innocently, and yeah, the subject matter in this movie, dude, holy shit. And Rutger Hauer is just menacing eating breakfast. It doesn't matter what the fuck he's doing.
And it's not like Freddy Krueger killing, you know, like one at a time, these high school students. Like, he's like murdering whole ass families. Dude, that one scene, I always remember this. It's like seared in my brain, where like C. Thomas Howell's like following that family in like they're in like a station wagon, and he's just driving behind him, and there's like kids playing, and all of a sudden Rutger Hauer's in the back seat, and he realizes what's about to happen.
He's got like the stuffed animal.
Dude, that like that's
so badass. I know.
God, it's terrifying.
And and it was so funny. This is the perfect, because I didn't see it as a kid, but I'm watching it and I'm like thinking of you. And I'm like, dude, this would have hit so hard when I was a kid. It
frightened me.
But as an adult, I'm watching, I'm like, this is bad.
That's why I'm ready. That's why I'm ready.
Even that scene you're talking about, dude, he's got like a stuffed animal up.
Yep.
And it just pans over, and Rutger Hauer's like kind of smart.
He's like, gotcha. Like, I'm still, some of the violent set pieces that are in it are a little, again, unsettling.
Oh, they are. And it involves, it's a cat and mouse game, obviously, but as a child, you can understand that. It's so base and simple. Also, to your point about Freddy Krueger or slashers in general, they usually operated under some sense of a moral code.
Let's get high.
Tina and Rod had sex, so they died.
Yeah.
Nancy's good. This movie, Soul Man is innocent from the beginning, and it's just like, why are you picking on this guy?
He's terrorized.
There's no rhyme or reason.
No.
It's just, why are you targeting this man?
And most of those slashers, like you mentioned, are also supernatural, and he is clearly not at all. And the funny thing is, I saw this movie and it freaked me out, and, you know, stayed away from it, obviously, but I later fell in love with Rutger Hauer in Blind Fury.
Not bad for a blind man.
That was a movie that was on like Cinemax all the time, and I loved Blind Fury, and I remember being like, oh my God, like that came on, and I was like, holy shit, it's that same scary guy from The Hitcher, and then it becomes like some silly thing where he's got a sword in his cane and he's blind. I'm like, look, this is the Rutger Hauer I need. This is the guy for me at 5 years old or however old I was when I watched this shit.
Hold on. First of all, don't spit on Blind Fury.
I'm not. I liked Blind Fury.
Is a classic.
I like Blind Fury. Furry.
Dude, there's another movie with Rutger Hauer that has blind in the title called Blind Side, with him and Rebecca De Mornay, which is actually really good as well.
Yeah.
And it's similar to The Hitcher. He's like an obsessed dude who's messing with Rebecca De Mornay and her husband. Like when Rutger Hauer is in this bag, it's badass. Like no one did it better.
I also hadn't seen Soul Man yet before I watched this movie, and later fell in love with C. Thomas Howell.
Later fell in love with racism. No.
But you mentioned too, dude, he is perfect in this, and I feel like we're probably going to end up reviewing this movie when it comes out and the set and everything else. So we'll save maybe some of our thoughts. But it as a whole, I'm really excited for the people out there that have been waiting for this, as have I. I'm glad now Russ is finally on the bandwagon as well.
Oh yeah,
we're ready.
I'm on board.
Definite, pre-order for sure. The one request I would say, I would just throw one last thing out there for Second Sight. So you can also pick up the non-super deluxe edition. You can just get this regular. They kind of do it all at once. Kind of, like Arrow will do the deluxe and later the regular comes out. I really wish that Second Sight would put slipcovers on them.
I'm sorry, sir.
Just throw a slipcover on there for this, regular edition of it. I think that would be cool. They don't really do slipcovers. They do those digipacks inside of the boxes. But I feel like this is cool for a regular, but just one added nice little touch of a slipcover would maybe even entice people to buy the regular more, but maybe they want to drive people to the limited. I don't know.